All right, picture this. You've just spent 4 years grinding through college, picking up certifications, spending late nights learning to code, and building some genuinely solid projects, only to have your resume rejected in the absolute blink of an eye. Sound familiar? Well, today we are going to fix that. In this explainer, we're breaking down the lethal resume mistakes that are silently killing your chances of landing those tech and software development interviews. And more importantly, we're going to show you exactly how to fix every single one of them.
Now, I want you to think about the number 7. Just 7. Because despite all that hard work, recruiters spend an average of, you guessed it, just 7 seconds scanning a resume before making a split-second decision to either keep reading or just toss it in the bin. 7 seconds.
So you gotta wonder, why are these resumes getting rejected so incredibly fast? Look, here's the honest truth. Candidates don't usually lose out on these opportunities because they aren't skilled enough. You're most likely losing out because of really simple, entirely preventable mistakes. Mistakes that happen before a human being even processes what you're capable of.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We're going to transform that easily rejected document into a fully optimized career toolkit. We'll hit on the 7-second rule, outsmarting the ATS bots, crafting content that actually matters, perfecting the presentation, and finally, doing a last-minute polish. Let's get to it.
So first up, we really need to talk about that crucial first impression.
Especially if you're a student or a fresher, this single piece of paper, or let's be real, a PDF, is literally the gatekeeper to your entire career. If your formatting is messy or the layout forces a recruiter to hunt for information, that tiny 7-second window snaps shut. You're tossed out. And it's not because of your coding ability, it's just the resume itself getting in your way.
But honestly, sometimes you don't even get to that 7-second human scan. We've got to survive the automated systems first.
Enter the ATS, or Applicant Tracking System. This is the software that companies use to automatically scan and filter out resumes based on specific keywords. If you don't naturally weave the exact keywords from the job description into your text, boom, automatic rejection. Imagine that, getting rejected by a piece of software before a recruiter even opens the file.
And the crazy part? So many people actually try to stand out by using things that completely confuse these bots. Fancy graphics, tables, weird text boxes, icons, or multiple columns, they are massive no-goes. The ATS literally cannot read them. The trick here is to keep it super simple. Stick to standard fonts and basic headings like education, skills, and experience, so the bots can actually extract your data properly.
All right, so you've beaten the bots. Great. Now you actually have to impress the human reading it. It's time to focus on substance over fluff.
And this is where we see one of the biggest pitfalls, spamming the exact same resume for every single job. I mean, you wouldn't wear gym clothes to a wedding, right? If Company A really wants a React developer and Company B is looking for a Java expert, your resume absolutely needs to reflect that. It's a system. Read the job description closely, match your skills to their requirements, physically rearrange your projects so the most relevant ones are at the top, and highlight the tech they care about.
Think about the stark contrast in how you can introduce yourself. Starting with something like, hardworking and dedicated individual seeking an opportunity to grow is just, well, it's boring, and recruiters see it 1,000 times a day. But an opening that says, front-end developers skilled in React, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and REST APIs, that instantly tells the recruiter exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. You gotta be specific.
Now, what about your skills section? If it looks like a massive, terrifying wall of text, we have a problem. Listing skills you don't actually know is a fatal error. If you throw 20 different technologies on there, a recruiter is probably going to pick one at random during the interview. And if you fail basic questions on Kubernetes or blockchain just because you wanted to look impressive, your credibility is totally destroyed. Quality always beats quantity. Only list the things you're actually comfortable talking about.
This same exact logic applies to your projects. Putting student management system as a project title is pretty basic. It sounds like a school assignment. But if you upgrade that to something like online shopping website, and you list out the React and Node tech stack, your authentication methods, that you actually reduced load times by 35%, and where it's deployed, night and day difference. One is a homework assignment, the other proves professional capability. So, to really upgrade your projects, you'll want to mentally check off these boxes. Always try to include your tech stack, the core features you built, the specific challenges you solved, any measurable results, and of course, a GitHub link and a live demo if possible. This is exactly what recruiters are hunting for to see if you can actually do the job. And this ties right into another major trap we see all the time, listing responsibilities instead of achievements. Saying you worked on the front end is basically just listing a chore.
but saying you built a responsive UI using React and improved website performance by 25%, that proves your value. The bottom line here is that numbers and measurable impacts will always make your resume stronger. Recruiters absolutely love data.
Okay, so your content is totally bulletproof now, but we still need to format the whole thing so it doesn't give the recruiter a headache.
First up, length. Submitting a resume that reads like a novel is an instant rejection. A 4-page resume from a fresher is a massive mistake because recruiters simply do not have the time. If you're a student or a recent grad, keep it to 1 page. 1 page! Even experienced pros should max out at 2 pages. Every single line on there has to add value. If it's not helping you get hired, delete it.
And please, please watch out for typos. Even a single misspelling, like spelling experience wrong or botching basic grammar, sends a huge red flag. It screams carelessness. Imagine applying to write thousands of lines of flawless code, but you have glaring typos on your resume. Always use tools like Grammarly, Word Spell Check, or even ChatGPT to proofread. Just don't submit it without checking.
Hand in hand with that is just bad overall formatting. We're talking mixed font styles, random splashy colors, huge headings sitting next to tiny microscopic text, or just massive unreadable paragraphs. Remember, clean, highly readable resumes with plenty of white space are going to beat out a fancy, cluttered one every single day of the week.
We are in the home stretch now. Before you even think about hitting that submit button, we need a final polish.
And this brings us to, honestly, the easiest mistake to fix, your contact info. Imagine actually getting the job, but HR literally can't call you because of a typo in your phone number. It happens. Also, it is time to retire that email address you made in middle school. coolboy123@gmail.com is not going to instill confidence in a hiring manager. Stick to a clean, professional format, like your first and last name.
So let's do a really quick rundown of our final polish checklist. If you're a developer, get your GitHub link on there. Always include your LinkedIn. Drop in any relevant certs or internships. And use a professional file name. Nobody wants to download a file named Resume Final Latest New Version 3. Just use your actual name. And always save and submit it as a PDF so your beautifully clean formatting doesn't break when they open it on their end.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember this one core truth. Your resume doesn't actually get you the job. It just gets you the interview. Every interview is a fresh opportunity to prove yourself, but you have to get your foot in the door first. So, I'll leave you with this thought. How many of these totally preventable mistakes are sitting on your resume right now? How many times are they quietly closing the door on your dream company before you even get a chance to speak? Take an hour today, fix them up, and just watch what happens. Thanks for hanging out with me.